All right, welcome back. We want to take a deep dive into COVID. Among those refusing to get vaccinated are the people we count on to protect us, police officers, a group whose COVID status could impact all of our safety, but also their jobs. The Fraternal Order of Police is a national union. It represents 357,000 officers and estimates more than 500 have died from COVID. But across the country, police officers are refusing COVID vaccines and ignoring mandates and then leaning on the unions to back them up. One major union chief telling Axios that he will defend its members and you can't tell people what to do. It's an individual and personal choice. We're hearing that more and more. We'll dive into that a little bit more tomorrow, as a matter of fact. The images were shocking. You might remember them. Lollapalooza got national attention. Hundreds of thousands flooded downtown Chicago 2 weeks ago for the music festival. But today, the health officials here say there's no sign, despite all of this, and as you can see, no masks, of it being a super spreader event. Only 203 COVID cases have been connected to the four-day music festival, and those cases are not linked, we're told, to any hospitalizations or deaths. 385,000 people were there over 4 days. They all either had to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. But there's a very different story down south tonight, where hospitals in Louisiana are literally overrun right now by COVID. There are nearly 2,900 patients hospitalized with COVID in Louisiana. And state health officials say the number of cases may not peak for several more weeks. Louisiana has the country's fourth lowest vaccination rate, with just a little more than 37% of the residents there fully vaccinated. Louisiana is important because it brings us to our deep dive. Even though things are so bad in Louisiana, so much of the national focus has been on Florida and Texas. The media practically depicting Governor Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott as Grim Reapers. But things are just as bad, if not worse, in democratically run Louisiana. And we want to dig into the numbers, the data specifically on this, with Liberty Vittert, features editor of the Harvard Data Review, a professor of data science at Washington University, also Mark and Carol Vittert's favorite child. Nice to see you. So is there a difference between what's happening in Florida and Louisiana, other than one's run by a Republican and one's run by a Democrat?
Well, I think the first thing we have to do is decide what metric we're going to use to determine this. So cases is what a lot of people use, but it can be a really misleading number, because the more you test, the more positive cases you're going to get. So the metrics that we really want to use are hospitalizations and deaths, what people really care about. So I believe we have a graphic for you that looks at the percent increase in hospitalizations. And it is very clear from this that Florida is in no way leading compared to democratically run Louisiana. So it brings up a lot of questions of why Florida and Texas are the two that we're looking at, when really it's Louisiana that has the most hospitalizations. But then we also need to look at the metric of deaths, and this is deaths since the Delta variant started to happen. And if we look at that graphic, which I believe we also have, which is a percent increase in deaths, we see the exact same situation. Republican-led Florida has a percent increase, but nowhere near that of Louisiana. It's almost 3 times more a percent increase in deaths in Louisiana. And with the peak not even reached yet and a couple more weeks to go, it's really sort of unfathomable where it could go in terms of percent increase in deaths with Louisiana. So I think the real question is why Florida and Texas are being focused on, when really it's Louisiana that is leading the way in these spikes.
Okay, so we go back to the Delta variant start, which is where these graphics were. Now let's go back all the way to the beginning, because Ron DeSantis was the king of no lockdowns, no masks, no mandates, now no vaccine passports. How has he done overall?
So when we look at overall, the number, again, that we all really care about is deaths. And we can't just look at the raw number of deaths. We need to look at the number of deaths by population. And we have that graphic as well. So this is total deaths per 100,000 in the population by state. And we see very clearly that Florida has done significantly better than democratically run New York, New Jersey, Louisiana by a significant